Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
This is citation 25RO04037. Ticket was issued back on the 16th of June at about 2:35 in the morning in the area of Royal Oak near 12 Mile and Campbell, and you were cited for refusing to take a preliminary breath test. You can admit or deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
Deny.
Would you raise your right hands, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
I do.
The officer will testify first, please.
Your Honor, at the date and time listed above, I was doing routine patrol in the area of Campbell and 12 Mile. I noticed Miss Love's vehicle running in a closed gas station. I saw her asleep behind the wheel, so I went to go check on her well-being. I had knocked on her window for approximately 30 seconds without her waking up. I used my flashlight on her window as well to make it a little bit louder. She eventually woke up. I asked her where she was headed to, what she was doing. Miss Love wasn't making much sense. Her speech was slurred. She had bloodshot, watery eyes. For the sake of her vehicle being on, I wanted to check her eyes to make sure she was safe to drive. Her story wasn't making much sense either, where she was going. She told me 3 different destinations that she was coming from and 3 that she was going to. So I looked at Miss Love's eyes. She did poorly on the eye test. I called for my bag, had Miss Love step out of the vehicle, ran her through the SFSTs, where she also did poorly in. When I was explaining to her PBT rights, I'm a peace officer. I'm requesting that you take this PBT. Before I could even finish, Miss Love became very agitated and said that she was refusing the PBT. I pulled out the PBT, showed it to her, and I was like, "Are you refusing the PBT?" She said, "Yes, I want my lawyer." And then continued to explain that she wanted her lawyer over and over and over again. And that's when I asked her one more time, "Are you refusing the PBT?" to make sure I understood and that she understood her rights after I had finished explaining to them. And Miss Love became more agitated, saying that she's refusing, and that's when she's under arrest for OWI.
Thank you. Ms. Love, it's your turn.
At the time of the incident, I was parked in a vehicle and not actively operating the vehicle. I was not attempting to drive or move the vehicle at the time of the stop. I believe this is a critical factor in assessing the circumstances.
You believe what?
Hmm?
You said,
You can't hear me?
I could not understand. You said you believe something, and then I could not understand your words.
Oh, I believe this.
What don't you believe or do believe?
I believe this is a critical factor in assessing the circumstances of the case. When
What is the critical factor?
that the vehicle was not moving, I wasn't driving. I was at the gas station because me and this guy I was talking to had gotten in a fight, and he had left me there. So I was waiting for my phone to charge to call someone to come and pick me up. And that's when the officer came and woke me up. I wasn't attempting to drive, and the car was parked. Um, I acknowledge the importance of public safety and it committed to responsible behavior. I respectfully contend that the vehicle was not being operated while intoxicated, and I'm not in violation of OWI laws as I wasn't engaged in the act of driving. I am willing to comply with any further assessments or evaluations deemed necessary.
You were in a motor vehicle, correct?
Do you repeat that?
Were you in a motor vehicle?
Mhm.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Were you in the front seat?
Yeah, because the guy left
Were
me.
you in the driver's seat?
Yeah, after the guy left me.
You were in the driver's seat of a motor vehicle. The motor was running. Was it not?
Yes.
And you were in a street or place open to the public. Well, while this is going on, correct?
I was at the gas station he left me at.
Okay, the gas station, He left you, but he left you in the car, in the driver's seat with the motor running.
No, I was in the passenger seat at first.
And
then
then
I
you
got,
moved to the driver's seat.
yes, and then I was trying to charge my phone.
Trying to charge your phone.
Yes, so I can call someone to come pick me up because my mom or my brother was out.
So just plugging in the phone wasn't enough to make a call?
It wasn't charging. Like I was waiting for this, how I fell asleep because I was waiting for it to charge, and it was taking like a long time to charge.
Okay, let's get something straight. One, you were operating a car as the word operating is defined in Michigan law. You had control of the mechanisms, you were in the driver's seat, and the motor was on. You're operating. There's no question about that. The officer had to knock repeatedly on the window to get you to wake up. When you woke up, your eyes were bloodshot, your speech was slurred, you had a horizontal gaze nystagmus was present, and you failed the standard field sobriety test. Then you refused to take the preliminary breath test. That's against the law. There's no question here, even if the officer hadn't testified. Just the facts as you've described them, you put yourself in the driver's seat, the car is running, you're stationary, that's it. There's no ambiguity whatsoever here. If this matter were to be held to the standard of proof in a criminal matter, it would be beyond a reasonable doubt, and you would be guilty because this is beyond a reasonable doubt. But it's a civil matter, and it only has to be by the mere preponderance. So there is absolutely no ambiguity about these issues. You are responsible as cited. The fine is $200. It can be paid online or by mail or at the courthouse counter. We're done. Name one.